When the safety of our world is threatened, we often have to rely on the knowledge and skill of strangers to survive. I'm William Shatner. Tonight on Rescue 911, true stories of teamwork and commitment in the face of extraordinary odds. We begin on June 28, 1992, in the skies above Southern California, as Danny Sadik and his father-in-law, Bill Nelson, were flying in an experimental aircraft to the town of Big Bear.
That was the first day that Danny and Dad had gone up in the plane. And, of course, that was the day of the earthquake, the big earthquake.
Around 8 a.m. that morning, a large earthquake struck the town of Big Bear, causing widespread damage.
That quake seems to be in the 7.0 category. It certainly felt that way. Most of the damage we've had...
It was very busy. We had major road closures on all 3 roads leading into and out of the Big Bear Valley. Telephone communications were down, and it knocked our communication out here at the Sheriff's Dispatch Center. We were literally running back-to-back calls for reports of chimneys down, buildings down, had people that had strokes, everything you can imagine. And for a small paramedic service, you know, we weren't ready to handle that number of calls.
When Danny landed his plane in Big Bear and he and his father-in-law saw the extent of the damage, they decided to fly back home to Escondido.
I was a little afraid when he first told the family that he was going to build an airplane. But Dan is a very intelligent man, and I have a lot of confidence in him.
Sheriff's Deputy Robert Copley was on his way into work early to help with the town's rescue operations.
He's having a real hard time.
Myself and my wife stopped alongside the runway. And being a pilot myself, I noticed this aircraft, it was having difficulty climbing out.
You know, he doesn't have any runway now.
I watched him cross over the end of the runway, and he was still having difficulty climbing. I told my wife he was definitely going to crash.
Barry Grant and his wife Ann were vacationing in Big Bear.
I saw 2 fellows on the side of the road kind of looking in the air, pointing. You know, they're looking at something. What are they looking at?
And then he drove a little further, and there was a break in the trees, and he said, Ian, there's something down over there.
I'm a pilot, and my eye keenly picked up the blue and white tip of the wing. I knew immediately as soon as I saw just that tip. That's an airplane down. Somebody's down.
When we continue.
I went to the far side, which was the pilot's side, but the pilot looked to me as if he was not alive.